So please, 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 guys, if you're thinking about donating to MATCHERINO for the show match, understand and know that players are going to be getting all the money. There's no cuts. There's no side pots. It's all going to both TLO and MarineLord. But it is one final best of 5 to wrap up our awesome morning of show matches. Spawning here in the bottom left side of the map, it's going to be the Blue Zerg player playing for Team Liquid, the one and only TLO.
In the top right, as the Red Terran, it's Millennium's MarineLord.
And I would like to one more time advertise, wow, we just had a huge usurping of that first place donation spot. By the way, Samurai AI CCJ donates $51 to the prize pool. This brings it up to $338 raised for these guys. And of course, let's not forget to use the promo code MARINE1 on the website. We'll use it till all the codes get used up, and then we'll try and harass them to make a few more. But use those codes, guys, to add money to the prize pool. Even if you got no money in your own pockets, it won't cost you anything to go do that.
Whoa, have I heard this song before? I don't remember this one. It's like the sick drums. Oh, okay, it's done. The drums are done now.
By the way, Sterner throws $5 into the base trade TV pot, and he says, same message as before, you guys rock. Hashtag, wait, what?
Oh, thank you.
Hashtag Rifkin is the greatest man on earth, and he's really handsome, and everybody should love him. It's
I
definitely
don't
what
believe
it
that was
said.
the hashtag. I don't believe
Yeah,
that.
okay, so Rifkin is a poop, but god damn it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay,
This
so
music is seriously so cool. What the hell?
well, I don't have the same music, so you commenting on it adds nothing to me right now.
You
But-
commentate on the music all the time.
Woman, because I'm the one streaming and people can hear it. It doesn't matter what you're hearing. You could be like, oh man, I'm listening to
But you're
K-pop. It
talking
sounds
to
great.
me. I have to sit there and go like, yeah, I bet it's pretty cool.
Yeah, because you're a good co-caster.
Well, you be a good cowcaster and just be like, yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about. I was like the heavy drums. It's pretty cool.
Percussion hype.
There
Okay,
you
but
go.
anyways, getting into what I was talking about before, MarineLord showed us through the Take TV qualifiers a lot of really cool different builds. We saw him play against Sort of and many other good Zergs. Unfortunately, Sort of was the one who finally dethroned him and took him down. And it was the late game that was problematic for MarineLord. Ultralisk proving to be a real pain in the ass to deal with. Early game looking good, though. He likes a lot of Reapers. He likes to use these aggressively so he can take his own third. And, you know, that pressure can sometimes get a little out of hand if you start adding Liberators into the mix. For now, just gotta dancing around.
Yeah. Not too much damage. Not really expect too much damage from only a 2-Rax Reaper, but sometimes it can get a Queen. Sometimes it can really mess up your opponent. You certainly saw that a couple days ago in 2 different series. Reapers weren't necessarily doing that much damage, but it's always scary to that they can snowball. So sometimes you see people overreact. They get roach warns, they get spine crawlers, they mess up their macro. TLO is usually a pretty calm guy, and he's certainly been playing a lot of Legacy of the Void. So on Orbital Shipyard, I have to imagine he faces the exact same build commonly.
Yeah, this is something that's, I mean, like whether it's a reactor or 4 barracks getting thrown down, this was something that was getting abused a lot on this map specifically. And a big part of that is you've got a lot of ways to get to the main very comfortably with these Reapers. Hopping up and down that cliff. But so far, not so bad, but it is kind of getting out of hand. There's no roaches, there's especially no Ravager. TLO's got more Lings coming, sure, but Speedlings aren't the same answer to Reapers that they used to be. That grenade really shakes things up. It makes them a lot harder to kill. In fact, almost impossible sometimes it feels.
Oh, pretty impossible it looks like. The Lings can chase all day, but they're just, you know, potentially throwing away their lives and not getting us around. TLO's maybe better off just running back home. It's like chasing Hellions.
Yeah. By the way, Riamar, $56 added to this pot now. Says, nice try, Samurai, darling. Or Dario Ling. Sorry. Yeah, Dario Ling, the emote. I thought I was call him Darling.
I mean, it's kind of like,
Yeah, either way, that brings the price up to $400 pretty much. We're not even like done game 1. That's sick.
nice.
$250, reminding everybody was the default, but hitting that 400 mark is so friggin' sick.
It's like you guys like foreigners or whatever.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy, Zombie Girl. In fairness, though, we did pick 2 very awesome foreigners, so I like them too. Does get us around to some of these Reapers, gets up to the high ground as well. Low ground, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Bombs are the only way out.
Still saves 2 of the Reapers, and what's important is not like, like, oh, thank God he saved the Reapers, he absolutely needs the Reapers. No, it's just important that he's buying so much time, so much micro for TLO to chase these around all the time that MarineLord does get away with all of his production in the main base. He's going up to a starport now with Stim on the way. Does fear a bunk or a Baneling all in, so we have a couple of bunkers, but that's not what's happening.
Yeah, something else as well. Sorry, guys. I know everyone's probably going to get annoyed at me for doing this, but we actually had Ryomar already dethroned. Samurai takes it back with a $101 donation, bringing the prize pool up to $459.
Oh, my God.
That is so sick. And again, just the emphasis here that players are getting 100% of this. There's no cut off the top or anything. Purely going to the players. So if you guys want to get on this weird donation war, I encourage it because it means TLO and MarineLord get a little bit more bang for their buck. And we did report that TLO was going to stream, and he had asked, and he was setting it up, but at the last moment decided not to. I'm not sure, maybe he was worried latency would affect his gameplay or something, or I don't know, but he's not streaming, so apologies for that, guys. The hype scam was real.
Yeah, scam, totally. Well, that is a lot of Marines there. The Reapers are finally gonna die.
Is it just me, or is this like really late combat shields? I guess, well, actually, no, I take this back. He went for so many Reapers, this actually makes more sense. The tech labs were delayed and all the other good stuff. So this will time out pretty decently with +1. So disregard my question.
Oh, okay, I will.
Well done.
It will probably time out nicely with the drop too. Combat shields is a pretty fast upgrade. TLO did invest so much money into Lings, and he did get upgrades first that Aspire won't be scary either. There isn't even done.
Just while we're on the pause, let these guys know how awesome it's gotten in the duration of 1 game.
Pretty good.
That's pretty sick. So I guess everyone's vying for that heartfelt first place spot as Ryomar once again takes it back. It says, and his name is #TLO. $106 in total donated.
Shit.
$524 is the new prize pool. Oh my god, what the fuck? Sorry guys, we'll focus on the game a little bit here. Drops coming down. If there's one thing we saw consistently good out of MarineLord while he was playing Home Story Cup qualifiers yesterday was that he was really good at split dropping. Now, right now, that's not something we're going to have to worry about, but as time goes on, TLO's going to have to look towards things like mutas or corruptors. Oh, but this focus fire is so sick.
Imagine if you had combat shields.
Yeah?
Oh, man. Oh, damn.
Combat shields will finish up here momentarily. But,
a few more drones. See if we get out.
Yeah, 1-1's finished as well for TLO, though, so fighting these Marines isn't so out of the question with even just Lings. Normally, you don't even want to touch that, but his overall supplies is down despite this, and his overall amount of Lings is not that high. Gonna need some time for Banelings, but also no Baneling speed's been started for TLO. I kind of feel like this is either a mistake or he wasn't planning to dedicate much in the early game. I was hoping to get to that hive tech as quick as possible. Seems to be the case with that infestation pick coming up, but he's got to live to get there. Drop goes back in the main with a small amount of Marines. We'll look over at a second. Tanks and Marines training out here in the middle. Ooh, they split off to go focus down that tank. And looks like that drop in the main got cleaned up as well.
So that was a nice defense. I mean, really, nice defense versus nice offense. And both really haven't taken too much of a lead. MarineLord up in workers is never really that comforting for a Zerg player, but TLO is going for FEMA drones. He has his 4th base up, and a hive on the way, along with all of those upgrades, and then the Infestor upgrade too. So no mutas. Nothing to really deal with these drops.
Alright, Marines are walking up. This Baneling speed did get started after we started talking about it. The focus fire is good, and he loses almost nothing for these drops so far. Drop up here on the right side being watched. I mean, for MarineLord, this actually looked like it was going to get out of hand, because questions were like, does TLO even have enough to fight armies on multiple fronts? But holding off this defense, he still has his 4th base mining, and with Hive finishing here shortly, it's going to get good. We also have fungal growth coming out. Well, pardon me, Pasturing Lands 4 fungal growth, I should say. We haven't actually seen a lot of infestors used because of just how face roly-poly Ultralists have been. But Banelings connect to these Marines as they unload. Nicely done for TLO.
That is a very big Terran army coming across the map. While TLO has done a decent enough job against, some mild harassment, a couple of medevacs worth of units, he hasn't really had to deal with a full push quite yet, and I don't think he can. Even if he does manage to push this back, all of his money that was saved up for whatever hive tech he was going for, probably the ultras, will be gone. And the next push will kill him.
Banelings are getting some okay connects, but mostly on tanks, not the Marines, so that's not good. Left side drop goes into the natural base, and the right base might just have to be given up soon. Fungal growth is out, but there's no Banelings to hold the Marines in place for.
So Samurai just beat out by $28, by the way, so that's pretty surprise cool.
Oh my god.
TLO does look like he's going to lose here. Let's call it too early or just make it anticlimactic, but...
I mean, he's got enough drones to potentially get ultras out. And I am going to be that guy who says, like, you know, all he really needs is, like, one ultra to skill his way through victory, right? Like, okay, that's perhaps being a little too Terran biased in that regard, but yeah, it looks like he's not going to have that time. Ultras are so damn good, and don't take our word for it, guys. Just go watch any VOD we've cast TVZ recently. You can see the strength of them. For TLO and again, it looked like he was rushing towards ultras. Made a lot of sense because of what MarineLord's weaknesses are specifically displayed versus sort of in the home strikeout qualifiers. But the aggression leading up to this, it's kind of like TLO trying to have his dessert before his dinner.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Had he gotten a Spire, he would be able to deal with the drops a lot better, a lot quicker. And if he had tried to play the mid game out before the late game, he certainly would have had enough to deal with this push.
I like catching units on the reinforcing, though. This is pretty good use of these lings. More cost-effective than dying on the other side of the field. Ooh, splits for that Widowmine, too. TLO confirmed a micro god. However, doesn't have a lot. 2 micro is the problem.
Oh, I don't think he has any more Banelings.
No, he's hoping to get these infestors and some sick fungals, but the second MarineLord saw those infestors, he backed up. And just a small amount of Marines wins in the game. Map 1 gonna go to MarineLord, and Riamar to update. Throws in $30 more on top of his already incredibly high donation. It says, huh? Taking that first place spot back from Mr. Samurai.